There you are. I've been looking all over for you. Ah, the trusty 300XC. What a bike. I bet you this one, by the looks of it, she's got a lot of hours on her. 362 hours. So here's my 362 hour long-term bike review. And this bike has been great. It came stock pretty darn good, and it was well built, from the great brakes to the cool foot pegs, powerful 2-stroke motor. 300cc is the perfect displacement. It's just got the bottom end. It's like a 250 2-stroke, where it still has the racy feel when you clutch it out of turns and jumps up on the pipe quick. It's been a great bike. With that many hours on it, I've had to replace a few parts. I've done 2 top ends on it. I'm going to be doing one this winter. Both the pistons broke, intake side, on both the other pistons. This one here has got a lot on it, but she's surviving. Can I say about this bike? Love this air fork. Pump it up. You want to do a bit of off-roading or rooty trails, lower the spring rate a bit. If you want to do some jumps and some motocross, just pump her up a bit. I'm running about 130 psi, and it's great out here in the trails. The motor's solid, always starts up. The battery system's really good on these. Like, I've never had a dead battery. Well, as you own these bikes, you always replace parts on them, and you probably upgrade almost every time. At least that's what I try to do. A lot of the parts have been good though, like the levers I've always left stock. I've broken maybe 2 levers. This one's missing the end, but they're super bendy and they're pretty good. I got the wraparound, so I don't be breaking levers. If you look at the bike, the layout's awesome. You get totally used to it. I have a few bikes. I have a YZ450, a 2019, and this bike's my go-to bike. It sits in the shed. I'm selling it because I just ride this one. I just ride the wheels right off of it. So, I mean, this is what it looks like after 12 cross-country races, just hours of abuse. I ride it pretty hard, I would say. You know, it's been dumped a million times. It's been flipped backwards. It's got a broken fender right now. Just a zip tie deal to get me by. But, you know, so as you own them, you change parts. Like the pipe. So it's got an FMF fatty on there now. I like the old pipe, so I kind of wanted a pipe that was going to be close to that. I didn't want the gnarly pipe, have the big bottom end hit and all that. I just kind of wanted what I had, and maybe just enhanced, and that's what that did, was just enhance the power band. Stretched it out a little bit, kind of softened it up in the bottom end, and still pull tall gears. It's good. Burned through 2 sprockets, and then I got this one. This one's been excellent. I've just been replacing the chain, and it's good. Gone through maybe 20 rear tires, 2 air filters. I'm still running the same air filters. All I did was cut this out and breathe a bit better. Everybody complains about the Mikuni carburetor, and what I found, it's your air screw. You need to set the air screw before you go for a good rip, and it runs fine. Everybody complains about it from idle to quarter turn. Well, that's your air screw setting. You set that up, and if your jetting's all good, and that's set up good. Your screws adjusted, it'll run great. No hanging. If it's not adjusted, it will run totally crappy. It'll have like a hanging idle, and it'll sound like it's detonating and pinging and you know, kind of idling high and then jumping down low and just annoying. But set your air screw on these bikes and that's pretty good. The cylinders are super durable. I've gone through 2 pistons. I'm going to be replacing the 3rd, and I just I use the Vortex pistons, and they have 3 different sizes, like very minimal increments, and I just step up 1 size each time. So I'll be on my 3rd one now, so I'm on the largest stock sized, I guess, kind of piston that they sell, so I'll be popping that in there. When I did do one of the rebuilds, I put a Boyson rad valve, and that thing's awesome. That makes a huge difference. It cleans the whole thing up. It's got great throttle response. That thing's awesome. I totally recommend that. Even when you have it unboxed and you look at it, it's such a quality part, and the flow's like incredible because I had to drop main jets. It's like so efficient, so it's getting a lot more air. I also had the head shaped 20,000s, and that made a heck of a difference. It just livened it right up, gave it kind of the RM250 kind of peppy power, pepped it up. It runs better like that, and I highly recommend that. It was actually like 35 bucks at the local machine shop. I just took it in there and said take 20,000s off it, threw it on the bike, and it was awesome. Huge difference. I run the red spring, which kind of complements the fatty pipe, because the fatty pipe takes the hit away. Like, I don't know if I was running the green or the blue or the, like, the fatty pipe takes the hit out of the bike. So the combination with the red spring and the fatty pipe, it's just picks up nice. It's got a nice surge, mid-range top end surge, and a linear transition into that. So the bottom end power is just, it's sweet. It's not, you know, the clutch is right there if you want a bit more power. So it is soft. It's very soft. That fatty pipe is soft on the bottom, but it's silky smooth, and it's really nice. And then, you know, the typical stuff you see on an old bike like this, like it's got the leaky seal. Of course, it's oh, looks like the other one's leaking too now. Well, I'm gonna be taking those in too. This winter, it's getting a little bit of love. It's been pretty mistreated, really. Blows through tires. Like, the bike's wicked. Like, it's fast. It's 6-speed. You can go fast, or it's also got, like, you know, a regular low gear in it, so you can go slow. You can, it's super light. You can stand above the bike and trials ride it through the woods, boondock it. Lots of fun there. And you could take it to like the sandy motocross track and blast berms and do jumps and do all the stuff that those bikes do, and it's fun. It's a very fun bike. Lots of power, but not aggressive, scary power. I've had lots of 252 strokes, and you know, they have a bit more of a light switch kind of power band where, you know, that bigger displacement just gives it that low end torque. If you look at the dyno chart, you know, the top figures are going to be about the same for the 300 versus the 250, but the 300 definitely has that low pull power, which is good for any rider. It's good if you get tired. It's good if you're getting into technical ground where you need to pull super low RPM and have the torque to keep the motor spinning. These motors don't stall. They're excellent, durable engine. Even the clutch side, so I'm looking at the ignition side, but like, even everything is good on this stock This is the stock gear shift lever. After 360 hours, it still like does its job perfectly. I'm bad for the maintenance part. I mean, I just ride it and ride it and ride it. So I can go through this bike and show you guys like some stuff that's probably not the coolest stuff, but it is what it is, and it gets me by, right? And so like from the zip ties, you know, that's pretty cheesy. Got a few things going on. I got my my inner tube phone holder. Works perfect. You just cut 2 loops out of an old inner tube and put them on there and your phone sticks like glue. If you look at it, so this is a Jimmy rig. It had the original pin, and it's got a little quick connect. Well, in a race, that quick connect got yanked out of there, and my brake pads fell completely out of the bike. I had it not only happen to the rear, but I had it happen to the front on just a trail ride. So I switched those to a bolt. I put a bolt with and I double nut the back side of it, and I've never had a problem since. What's going wrong with this thing? Oh, here's something. Okay, inside there, inside your frame, your radiator hoses tee off, and they go into a T, and there's a rubber hose that goes down and fastens to another hose that goes to the head. But what happens is it rubs on the frame, and it's plastic, and it wears it right out, and then your bike will be losing coolant and you can't figure out where it's coming from. It took a long time to figure it out, and I finally got it figured out, and it's like, it's a silly thing. They could have done a better job there, but whatever. And then stock like these guards, they're actually really good. They're really tough. This bike has been through it. Even today it got dropped a couple times. And like, these are the stock radiator wings. Gone through a few number plates and a few front fenders. And these are still the original fork guards. So, you know, great bike. Mix it 50-to-1 with Royal Purple and just give her a howl. Just update whenever you need to fix something, update it. Oh, like the seat cover, the original seat cover, the stock one is, it's like paper thin. You lean it up against a tree, rip, toast. This one here, I've had this thing for over 250 hours. What is it? Motion Pro, whatever that says. I got that on there. The original handlebars bend, I love them. I actually switched and bought some Travis Pastrana Pro Taper bars and tried those, and was like, oh my god, I couldn't even ride it. I rode it for like a few hours, and then I went and bought the stock bars with the stock bend. I was just so used to them. Here's a thingy, and it's almost, you'll see it on almost all these bikes. This little rubber grommet just doesn't fit. You always have to put a little zip tie there. But I haven't even had a skid plate on this bike ever. And the original pipe lasted so long. And look at it. Engine cases, never had a problem with the engine cases. I think that's the original stock front sprocket. That's crazy. Look at how much I've ridden it. I've ridden it that I wore the plastic right out to the metal. And this, I bought this grip tape, which is like, I kept wearing this panel out. So instead I just bought this grip tape, and then I wear out the grip tape, and I just put new grip tape. And it's actually pretty good. I like it. It's kind of, it's grippy. I took these steering stops out. That gives you quite a tight steering radius. And I lowered the forks just a hair. But man, today I got the death wobble, something furious out there. So I might be dropping those back down just to... I've actually ran it like that since I got it, so... maybe it was just a series of rocks. But overall, great purchase. The most reliable dirt bike that I have ever owned. And I've owned at least 25 different dirt bikes and all brands. And this bike is like, even the wheel bearings, I've gone through 2 sets of rear wheel bearings. So I'm getting pretty good mileage out of everything on this. Right? Like finally the fork seals gave up. Well, can you imagine how many times these things went up and down? 362 hours. And it just goes and goes. I just keep a clean air filter and make sure I mix my gas good and air up my tires. Check my tires regularly. Grips, gone through a million of these, but these are the lock-on ones and I love them. Look, I even have a wire on there just to double lock it on, I guess. But look at it, all black because I'm up in this burnt out forest with all the burned out trees touching them. So there it is. There's my review. Awesome bike, great power. Man, I always try to get my wife to even ride the thing because it's easy to ride. It's an easy bike to ride. The power is it's tame, but it's wild if you want it, and if you know how to pull it out of it, it's a wild bike to ride to. So I hope you guys enjoyed my review. Like and subscribe. Get your friend to subscribe. That would do me the biggest favor. I'm really trying to make a go of this real world off-road and giving you the real world review of the bike. It's an excellent bike and pretty much purpose built, but you can still go out and have fun at the motocross track. So I'll see you out here and check out where it takes me. Would you have a look at that? Unbelievable.